Let's do it, everybody. Let's do a good old locker room stream.
Yeah, but anyways, welcome, John. John Smith.
God.
Beautiful name.
It's very original.
It's very strong.
So I think that City is overhated because Man United have spent more money since I think like 2010 than City did because of their income, because of a lot of fans they have, because they've built it up like since all over those years, and they're like City's super overhated because they spent less money and they're still overhated.
Oh,
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I can see what you mean.
United do spend a lot of money. It's not talked about as much as City is definitely talked about. But
that's the thing with City is the money they spend, it's good. Like they're doing good with
Kyle
it.
makes that point that Man United earn the money, and I think the reason why City is obviously overhated is because of how they got their money.
But that's the same thing that Chelsea did with Roman.
Yeah,
Roman just came in.
But at the end of the day, yes, City have a lot of money, but the way they're spending it is unlike any other club. Yes, Man United is rich, but the recruitment has been piss poor in the last 10 years.
Yeah,
you see it
exactly.
Yeah,
Fred playing while City has like people they're bringing in, like just Foden, who isn't even, or Gundogan. He was what, 20 million?
Look,
I find
love
Manchester United spends their money almost like in panic buys. They're like, we need a center back, we need it now, so we need to spend 80 million for Harry Maguire.
There
probably was better
Man United,
players
right?
out there for
I'm a
much
big
cheaper.
Manchester United supporter, but the reason why we're not signing players, it's not because of Manchester City. It's because our board spends the money so poorly, and it takes so much time to sign players, and the recruitment is so piss poor.
I think also just you're no longer the number one attractive spot in England.
Well, I know. I think United can be it's still attractive.
100%.
Yeah.
But if you're a top player right now, you want to go to City, you want to go to Liverpool, you want to go to Chelsea to an extent. United is maybe like third, fourth, fifth on that list.
United's still high up there.
Yeah,
like
100%.
you gotta give them credit. They're still probably the top second most popular club in the world still, despite their lack of success in recent years. They're still a top club. They're still attractive. Like Bruno Fernandes has been one of the best players in the Premier League, and he wanted to go to Manchester United. There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Who do you guys think is like the biggest diver apart in the Premier League?
Mo Salah.
I'll put him up there. Sterling, Bruno sometimes, yeah.
I think Raheem Sterling goes down rather easily.
I mean, Harry Kane can be a bit of a diver sometimes.
I remember that. Okay, so I remember we made sorry guys. I remember we made a TikTok about divers or whatever. And we mentioned Salah, and this guy's coming at us. He's like, you guys are racist and da-da-da because you said Salah's a diver. Why aren't you picking at the English players? Like Kane. I'm like, sorry?
No, and honestly, as much as I hate to say it, diving is just a part of the game. Everyone does it.
Yeah.
You go down in the box pretty easily. You're most likely going to get a pen sometimes these days. And it's...
Matt, for Christian Pulisic to dive, he needs to play.
Oh yeah, 100%, John.
Christian Pulisic hasn't played very much recently.
I mean, he scored today.
He did, but he hasn't played very much.
And then with the diving conversation, like look at Phil Foden. He probably should have won a penalty in one of the games, and he didn't dive, and literally he didn't get a penalty. And he's like, maybe I should dive now if they aren't going to give a penalty for it.
We have Pedro. He wants to come on here to talk about Man United transfers.
What's up? I'm a Man U fan, just like you was. Man U is just better. It's just good. And but like I was saying, like on the transfer.
Better than what?
Better, but just
better than West Brom. Yes, correct.
Better than
vibes,
decent.
man.
It's better than decent. All right. Anyways, so like I saw like a rumor that Pedro Gonçalves, this like guy from Sporting, was it was like a rumor, and I was like, we got Bruno Fernandes from Sporting, so it'd be a good idea because look what Bruno Fernandes did for us. So we should just get like a copy, just like another
link going.
Yeah, we should get a perfect link going.
Wait, who was it again? Sorry, I was kind of just. Yep.
His name's like Pedro Gonçalves.
Oh, I've heard of him. Yeah, is he a winger?
Yeah, he like plays like winger and midfield.
Yeah, okay, that'd be good.
He's
I
a
think
very
he plays on the.
promising player
and,
for
like-
Portugal.
Yeah.
He's part of the
We-
scoring team right now.
we-
That's right now, I think, undefeated in the Portuguese league.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
doing great. They're in first place, and they're not like like There's also Benfica and Porto, so they have some competition.
For sure.
Mhm.
And-
Yeah.
But
The
like,
Portuguese league is a criminally underrated league.
it
So much
is
talent comes out of
definitely.
there.
No, he said. Yeah, he's Portuguese.
Their academies are great.
Honestly, I think it's a
Big
signing I can see Man United making because they kind of like making those low budget signings with young players who are promising. Like Amad Diallo, for example, they like bringing younger players.
That's not low budget was. Amad Diallo was like, isn't it like with bonuses
It was
like
like
up to
40
30
mil. Or
million?
no, he was like pretty expensive, wasn't he?
You know,
And he's
That's
like
not cheap,
16.
was.
That's not,
That's
cheap,
not
not at
cheap.
all.
it'll be more.
Celtics,
I mean,
Celtics record transfer is
look,
9 million.
when he wins the Ballon d'Or, it'll be higher, right?
No.
Also, we
I'm
need
sorry.
like another defender to pair up with Harry Maguire because our other choices, or like in reality, you just need 2 new defenders. But I think if we sign someone to replace Harry Maguire, we just wasted 80 mil. So we should at least let the guy play.
No,
Mhm.
I think Harry Maguire's fine there. I think getting someone
Yeah.
to partner with him is.
Twan-
Yeah, I think
Maybe-
Kunde would be great.
I think it's how you say it, Twanzebe.
Mhm.
Twanzebe.
Twanzebe,
He got
yeah.
like his hype. He got his hype against like Mbappe for like 1 game, and then
Yeah,
everyone
Yeah.
just started complaining about him.
I like Jules Koundé as an option. I don't know who. I know United were linked with another defender. I can't remember his name. I think he was Dutch, maybe.
Botman?
Dutch.
Botman, yeah. I don't really know much about him.
Sven.
He plays for Lille. I've heard a lot of good things about him. I just know that he's actually kind of not the fastest center back in the world.
Yeah, he lacks pace for sure.
I think we need to look at the lower leagues and the more like
Yeah.
not like the top 5 leagues and big signings.
Well, it's like when Ferguson was at with Manchester United, he would not be afraid to take a guy from a lower team or lower division and actually
Well,
try to like build
Like
him, right?
Keane,
Well, think of-
Ronaldo, he like transformed players into what they are today. But
I know
like,
Ruben Diaz is like
I
massive,
feel like,
but
I feel like big name signings in general in football today is like it's just way too much pressure. Like when Harry Maguire was signed, everyone just like is like, oh my god, he did this like 1-yard pass like wrong, like
Yeah.
sell him or get rid of him.
The people they expect absolute perfection when you cost 80 million. Yeah,
I mean, Vidic came from Spartak Moscow, so
well, Ferdinand came from a lower team, right? I mean,
Van de Beek sort of got a bit of hype, but like he's not even playing, and I want to see him play. He seems like a really good player, but like we just wasted 40 million on like nothing basically.
Yeah.
And then like when we can't get Sancho, and like because of money problems, that's the reason. Because we just waste money to put on the bench.
I mean, Sancho is still a player that I think will be
Wow.
moving.
He stopped
This-
performing, sort of, but like he's still Sancho. Like he's still like sort of performing, but not as much as last season.
He had a bad first half of the season at Dortmund, but once the second half season started, he's pretty much been as good as he has been in the previous season. So I think he's still a fantastic player, and people just overreact based on a small spell of poor form.
Yeah,
And-
that's true. Like João Felix last season, like this season, he isn't doing too bad compared to last season. Last season, he didn't do much because of all like the pressure from a transfer.
Okay, I think that like Rashford is a bit overrated just because everything's good, apart that he shoots like a lot straight at the keeper.
yeah, I think his finishing is kind of sometimes inconsistent.
I like Rashford. I gotta be honest. I really do like him.
I do too, but I'm just saying like his sometimes he'll have clear cut chances, but you think he can score, but he never does.
I think
shoot
sometimes he's
them.
had some comparisons. I know, like, especially like a few years ago, people were constantly comparing him to Mbappe, saying that, and some people were saying he was better than Mbappe or the English Mbappe. Where I thought that was a little bit much. I thought Mbappe proved a lot more at the time than Rashford, and is still a much better player than Rashford in my opinion. I think Rashford is a great player, but he does have some faults in his game.
And also, I think Jadon Sancho is a bit overrated, like signing that maybe money you shouldn't do.
I'm not sure if I would say
Well,
Jadon Sancho's overrated. What he's meant to do and what he does, he generally does pretty well.
creates
I think he's
chances
worth-
for his team.
I
Yeah.
think the kid's worth 150 million. Probably not.
I think Jadon Sancho has proven for multiple seasons that he's been performing at a very high level, doing things that very few teenagers or young players his age have done in the recent memory of the sport. I know football is not all about goals and assists, but when you look at his goal and assist numbers, you can't lie and just say that it's not impressive. I think, and he's been doing that for a couple seasons now. He did struggle early on this season, but he has picked it up in the second half, although recently he's been injured.
Yeah, no, at his age, he's one of the best players in the Bundesliga.
It'd be a great signing for them just because also, English, jersey sales, marketing.
The thing is, then there's more added pressure, though, and the English media on players that are worth a lot of money. They can be your friend one day, but then they'll be against you the next.
Just submit an application and wanting to talk, and we'll request to talk.
We love hearing.
Submit an application.
That's what it's called. Is it not, or is it a request, or what?
You get request to speak.
Application to talk.
For a job interview.
Yeah. Get yelled at when I say something. Get yelled at when I don't say something.
Honestly, chat, your best option is to listen to everyone here but Liam. Matt has absolutely no clue what the hell he's talking about.
You literally showed up and you went, "There's a game on right now."
Yeah, because I literally just went from being at work, falling asleep on the floor. You think I was thinking about anything else?
Why were you asleep on the floor?
Because
anyways,
sucks.
Moving
on. Go ahead, Nariman.
Okay, I just want to say first, huge fan. Huge
Awesome.
fan of the
Thank
stuff
you.
you guys are doing. I know a lot of people
specifically
really
me.
talked about United, but as a United fan, this isn't really talked about enough. Our midfield pivot is horrible.
Oh yeah.
Matic, McTominay, and Fred. None of them are CDMs, and we really need a CDM.
I generally feel like that's the reason why with United you can't really predict what's going to happen because of that midfield at times. Like McTominay's been great this season, but he's more of a central midfield. He's more of a CDM.
He plays center back for Scotland.
Matic was good under Mourinho for a bit, but he's just lost his legs.
It's good 5 years ago.
So
he had a good spell during the lockdown.
I remember that.
Him and Bruno. But we need a Declan Rice bad.
100%. That's something you'd want.
I mean, I'm fine with getting a Sancho because Greenwood isn't a right winger, but apparently we only have 100 million to spend, and if we can only make one marquee signing, so Declan Rice, that's it.
That'd be pretty good. I've liked him at West Ham.
Honestly, rather than Declan Rice, I think Souček. I think Souček has been brilliant for West Ham this season.
They both have.
Yeah, but the thing about those players is they might just be good under their system.
It's possible.
And they're kind of risky.
I think Thomas Souček is just a very good player.
You remember Fellaini under Moyes last time? And then remember him at Manchester United.
Definitely a player that can play in the CDM role, but can also be a ball player at the same time. I think I know a player like Fabinho, you probably love to have something like that.
Yeah.